Hello everybody, I am hunting for a relic for my King Groot. Yes, my favourite champion in Marvel Contest Champions. It's not really, it's just a case of like, I did a video, like King Groot, it became a thing, people then latched onto it, and it became, again, a thing, as things do. But it is an enjoyable champion. It's one of my most enjoyable kind of fun champions because it's got so many things about it. The champion's got amazing survivability, probably the best in the game, ability to shrug off debuffs, poison damage, armor breaks, fury damage, you name it. There's a lot of stuff. Regeneration, survivability, you know what I mean. And it can be a great all-round champion for helpful stuff in incursions and various other pieces of content. But in any case, what am I doing in this video? This is all about hunting for the most, the best relic for the champion in general. Unfortunately, relics are a thing. They're thrusted in your face. They're just every time, just like, right, boom, relics. Get the relics. Assign the relics. Attach the relics. Get more relics. That's what it is in MCOC at the moment. So, what is the best relic for King Groot? Now, there's been some new ones. There's some old ones. Currently, cosmic-wise, we have, first of all, Miss Marvel. Now, when I was looking at this relic, yeah, okay, so it's got final hit grants a precision buff. Hits that deal true damage or have true strike grant 0.81% spirit gauge. Okay, a lot of the time when you look at this stuff, you go, does this apply for this champion? So the champion that you want to assign a relic to. And when I looked at this, I thought, well, no, this doesn't really apply for the champion I have. True damage, no. Critical damage, well, kind of. King Groot does crits. So I kind of went to myself, the Miss Marvel relic, no. So then you go on to other ones like the Venom relic. What does the Venom relic have? Well, it's got vulnerability passive, a bleed vulnerability passive that is, and there's other things when it comes to the runes. Okay, it's got a, well, critical damage rating improvement thing. That's like a crit rating improvement. That is a fury, precision, and cruelty potency. That technically applies. What else? Again, same thing. Can you double up on that one on the fury precision? But again, same principle. It doesn't. The base ability of this particular relic doesn't really apply. There's nothing about it. But there are two relics that are, options, and that is the Gamora relic, which was recently added, and the Thor relic. So the Gamora relic, which is going to be the two we're going to be focusing on in this video, we're going to see footage of the Gamora relic in action with the champion, and we're going to go on to the Thor relic. And both of them, really annoyingly, seem to be kind of like on an equal platform with stuff, which is the final hit grants a stoicism buff, increasing the ability accuracy of other buffs by 20% for 10 seconds. This is tough because I kind of feel like this may have been the one that I enjoyed the most out of the two, especially because it got some good amount of damage in areas where, say, like Abyss of Legends, not Abyss of Legends, Labyrinth of Legends, when your crits are capped at 50k. This is very interesting. So first of all, the runes. Whenever one or more Fury Cruelty buffs trigger, a chance to gain a single expertise buff, increasing the potency of Fury, Cruelty, and Pierce and precision buffs by 4 seconds. Max stacks 5, chance increased by 6.35% flat if triggered, blah, 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 blah. Good with Gamora, and I would say that I would like to, I think I did that thing with the Gamora relic, or maybe I didn't. But in any case, then there's other things. Fury and Cruelty buff ability accuracy up, and then also we've got duration increase, which can be quite important for the likes of King Groot because you may want to rotate around certain things, especially off the bat. You want to build those armor breaks, and that can be an issue if you're like, oh great, well I'm gonna have to wait till it cycles round again from my malice, and then it's gone from regeneration back to fury as well. So yeah, there's some great stuff with there. The Thor one, this is the thing with this being kind of my favorite because it has elements of aptitude, and if you pair it with the Odin synergy, so Odin pre-fight, then you're able to get double aptitude at one particular stage. If you get your rotations right, things can be very beneficial for you. The last hit grants an aptitude buff when you launch a striker. This is increasing the potency of Fury, armor up, and precision buffs by 16%. The first time an indefinite Fury, precision, or armor up buffs are gained during the fight while an aptitude buff is active, gain an indefinite aptitude passive, increasing the potency. So we get double potency of 14.25%. Do bear in mind this is something that with the rarity of relics, it will, the potency improves because obviously there's a 6-star. Ragnarok Vigor, gaining a Fury buff grants a non-stacking Vigor passive, increasing the damage dealt to the opponent from all sources by 3.3%. And that's the thing with this. This is always difficult because I kind of feel like both of these are on par, but I think that the Thor Relic does kind of edge it. Also, Fury buff potency with this one, and precision buff potency, which I don't know if kind of works into dexterity. It should do. So that's the thing. The relic on the face of it is good, but it's like some of the runes aren't as kind of well, there are some good things about those. It's just as you go down, you're like, well, I can double Fury like with that one. But in any case, like, let's just roll some footage and just talk about stuff. Right, here we go with the footage, kicking off with King Groot. Yeah, so it's definitely like the boys in the lab, but just kind of like giving you some data about like stuff and how things function. Oh, I tell you what, like, I don't know if anybody else has like got allergies. Like, mine have been really bad the last couple of weeks. But any case, to the point of what's going on screen, not about like allergies. So if you are able to get very aggressive with King Groot, and like there you get up to a nice amount of Fury buffs, then you are going to see yourself kind of doing a lot of damage with any kind of relic, regardless of, if it's a Gamora relic or it's a Thor relic. And it's just making that decision. This is the problem, or kind of the situation of going, which one is kind of the best one. I felt that the Gamora relic seemed to get to Fury buffs easily. I don't know if that's a correct thing, but I got to 15 for like 13 for that. If I could ever get, and I don't know if there's like I think it was like going back to the Gamora relic, the way that it kind of looks to ability accuracy. I don't know if it's because we were getting that ability accuracy that was improving my kind of ability to get to consistent Furies. I mean, it's a good damage there, by the way, on screen, if you can see that. And this is still with the Gamora relic, as you can see. But I felt that I was able to get to the maximum amount of Fury buffs just more cleanly versus the Thor relic. And again, I don't know if it's down to, as it does say, Fury and Cruelty ability accuracy. So the way that we would generate, again, don't quote me on that one, but the way that we would with King Groot generate the Fury buffs allow for it to kind of like a more more frequent way of accessing those Fury buffs with King Groot as part of his abilities, because it was very rarely I would drop below 10 Fury buffs, and it just felt like I was able to kind of like with each hit, or kind of like you see there, like 6, 7, it's going to build up that 8, 9, good intercepts 10. Building up that it just seemed to work, which you're going to see in a minute. So this is the problem I have. Like, I think that the Gamora relic is better at accessing those Fury buffs, which can be very, very important, especially if you're using this champion without synergies. You might want to kind of like, use champion, especially because I was able to get up to like 50k crits, which you can see on the screen right now. And also this is 284, and it was a 5-minute 47 fight. Obviously I cut this because I don't want to kind of do a full 5-minute fight. But I just felt that the Gamora relic, now we switched over to the Thor relic, it was better access, because again, like on the screen you can see top left hand corner, we got up to 9 Furies. Now again, it's going to be down to like me to play aggressively with my King Groot with it, but I felt that from what I saw on screen with the Gamora relic, that we accessed the Fury buffs ramp up easily. Now I got hit a few times. It's kind of good actually to see this, because it's important to note that how good King Groot is. This champion is with Suicide Masteries, so it's great to see the extent of recharge that you can get from recoil. Recoil doesn't seem to be too much of an issue. Look, but then now we've got 2 aptitudes on, and we have got still the Fury buffs, and I want to say the passive aptitude as well. So the damage was there, you know, what I could get is still good. Like, that's the thing. I think they both equally have their own merit. It's just a case of like which one I'm like, if I'm going to be using the Thor one on a regular basis, or try and get the Gamora one, you know, on a regular, trying to get the Gamora one, which I don't have, and have that as a regular kind of like rotating thing. And it's just down to damage at the end of the day, and that's what I want to see. I want to see like good amounts of damage that is just going to do just stonking amounts, especially when we kind of like see here big SP2, good crits right there, and you know, good kind of poison damage as well. That's something, again, we want to see those particular things. But survivability is important as well. Thing is, the champion survives. If you've got a 200 signature version, King Groot will survive. You know, that's just facts. But you want to be able to do some damage with him. And whether or not you are, like, and that's the thing, I've built up the 10 Furies right there. Then we put in a big SP2, or try to. You know, we want to see some good damage as well. Good poison damage. That's going to start ramping up nicely. The enemy champion's going to be ticking away. Defense is going to be ticking away with damage. And I think what the Thor one does is impacts on hits of like Fury damage, and just ramps up that there. And also kind of like, but not the crits. The crits seem to be more, I mean, there's, did you just see that? That, well, maybe I eat my words there. I'm kind of like, which one's kind of like of more merit than the other? Because that was, I think it was like 3 or 4 consecutive 39k hits. So that's pretty nice. That's pretty nice. It was less hits. It was also a shorter fight, shorter by 47 seconds, even with the malice build-up of King Groot. So I'm still torn with this. This is the thing where I'm kind of like, I am torn. So the twist in this tale is that the Gamora relic is actually built for King Groot. So, as it says here, whenever the Fury or Cruelty buff fails due to chance, gain 1% increased Fury and Cruelty ability accuracy for the rest of the fight. And as a max of whatever it is. Also triggers on failure due to the ability accuracy, but increases ability accuracy by 10% for, you know, King Groot, Hyperion and Gamora. Personal Fury charges count for this ability, and all ability accuracy increases from this relic apply to them as flat increases, but at half the potency. So I guess that's really kind of felt with it. And I kind of feel like if I was to run this champion, I don't have the Gamora relic on my main account, but if I did, I would probably look at it like this. If I was going to use the King Groot, use King Groot on his own in a kind of a solo fashion, this is probably the relic I'd go for. I'd go for the Gamora one, and then look to... If I was then increasing the synergy, because that's the other thing, a lot of the time when I'm kind of creating this footage, I will kind of synergize King Groot, and the synergy team will look like this. It will have Man-Thing, Immortal Abomination, Sasquatch, and Odin. Odin with the crossfight for the aptitude. I probably would kind of look at it like, well, it's solo with a bunch of other champions. It's probably like for story quests, I'd probably just have them there to kind of like as boosters, as kind of like helpful stuff, but I'd more than likely look at amplifying Fury damage, which I think would be quite important. It might be something as well that plays into how I'd use a champion from shrugging off debuff effects, or if I need to be doing a different type of rotation for whatever reason, I would be looking to do that. So that's really kind of like where I'm up to, kind of like a decision of finding the best relic. And I'm sure there's going to be better cosmic relics that come in the future to like aid certain champions. It's always just a bit of a difficult one as to choosing what is the right relic for the right champion. Even if Kabam say, oh, this is meant to benefit King Groot, for example, or Hyperion, you know, 7-star Hyperion, 6-star Hyperion would still be kind of like a fun thing. I definitely want to try that at some stage, but again, that boils down to like the argument of which one's better. Is it going to be something like the Thor relic? Is that going to be better for Hyperion than the likes of, well, the Gamora relic, which does state that the champion is there? It's always, honestly, it's a bit of a tough one. I think it's going to be a tougher kind of situation in the future. But in any case, what relic would you go for and why? Put it in the comment section down below as to, would you use Gamora? Would you use the Thor relic with the likes of King Groot? Is it a case it's like, well, other cosmic champions are probably better for those particular relics? Thoughts in the comment section down below. Check out some other content located on the screen. I'm cruising and not boozing, because I don't booze as much as I used to. Bruising, I guess. Yeah. So yeah, I'm on a cruise at the moment, I think. Anyway, see you soon. Bye-bye.